Get ready. It's time. Christina, Catherine, Lisa, Amy, and Lauren. Welcome to the Cimorelli podcast.
Hey, I'm Christina.
I'm Catherine.
I'm Lisa.
I'm Amy.
I'm Lauren.
And we're Cimorelli.
Welcome back to
The Cimorelli podcast. We didn't do that last episode. Whoops.
Oh, dang it.
Yeah.
This is
141.
Wow.
141. 141. Yeah, I know where I am. This is episode 140. This is a continuation of our series on birth order. And this time we're going to take more of our dating approach. There's dirt, yeah.
We
Anyway,
want to address that we have a toddler in the room. There's a little preschool going on.
he's our guest.
He's Christina's spawn.
No walking there.
Don't walk on the table. Definitely not.
Yeah.
no. He said no walk on there. No walk.
No walk. Yeah. So basically, we're just talking about like our experiences with our birth orders and how they pertain to romantic scenarios in our vibe, you know?
It's gonna be amazing, you
gonna
guys.
be interesting.
We're gonna go through the birth orders and how they are in romantic relationships and the things we've noticed, our experiences,
Wait,
and the
we're
types.
not going to comment on the personalities that we are not. Like, we're not going to say how twins are in relationships, are we? Because
we can just say what we know.
Unless
from the
we've
book.
observed something.
All right.
Yeah.
But it's going to be really interesting. We're going to tell you themes we've noticed and like patterns we've noticed in ourselves because it's really interesting. We'll get into it. Okay, we'll get into it. But it's going to be super interesting. So I'm interested to hear your guys' thoughts on this as well. So make sure you leave a comment if you notice your patterns after we talk about what we notice in ourselves. So before we do that, we always, go through the highs and the lows of our week. So what was the high and the low of your week?
Okay, I'll just go because I haven't really thought of mine and I feel like I think better on my feet. Okay, so my low was this weekend. It was too busy. I was exhausted.
Oh my gosh.
It was like when you have too much of a good thing. It was a bunch of great things, but it was so packed together that I was like barely functioning. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired.
Same.
So I think it's like when you eat like two cupcakes and they have a lot of frosting and you're like, ooh, sugar rush. It's too much sugar. So it was just too much and I was pretty tired. And then I would say my high was also that weekend because I did a lot of good things.
Yeah,
so
it
was like really good things. And then it was also just like very exhausted.
Okay, I have the same thing as you, which is the low was that there was too much in my weekend. And that's like just classic this time of year. There's too much.
Yeah.
Even though it was all great things. So it was interesting, but I just didn't get a chance to like reset, But it wasn't that much of a low. It's a very light low.
Yeah,
my
light low.
high is that I changed Tristan into a very warm, but arms fully out sleep sack. And she slept 9.5 hours. I had to wake her up to feed her.
Wow. That's amazing. How old is she? 4 months old?
Almost 4.
Wow.
I was shook to the core.
Go, girl.
God bless her.
I was shook to the core.
You woke up and your baby was still sleeping.
And I was like,
That's wild.
Wait,
Was
so
that
you
like-
had to sleep all the way through and wake up naturally?
no, I woke up a couple times like, is she sleeping?
Has that ever happened?
Tale as old as time.
She's never done that before.
Wow, that's amazing.
What was her longest
He
stretch
took a long
before
time.
that?
It was 7 hours. But then I switched this thing and the first night was 8 hours. The next night was 9.5.
That's awesome.
What a little icon.
So the biggest
Angel.
high of all time. Next.
That is a great high.
It's a
Okay,
great
I'll
feeling.
go. My high is that I've been in an obsessive trance finishing my album. You know when you get like really obsessive
Yes.
about something, you just do it. It's like
such a
midnight and I'm
fun
like
vibe. I love it.
But my low is that I was supposed to finish it like a month ago. So I announced it before it was even done.
Nothing like a deadline to get
And
you
I'm like,
going.
I need to
going.
finish.
I don't announce something until I
little
finished it like
stressed.
2 years ago.
Oh my God.
No,
I'm like, all right,
I'm
it's
like,
time.
if I don't announce this, they'll never finish it.
It's a good strategy.
You know what? Maybe I should do that.
That is a good
I
strategy.
should do that.
Yeah.
All right,
Then
you
you have to.
You're like, I have this
Well-
amazing project. I've been working on it for years. You haven't even started it. No one will
right.
know.
Well, I
Maybe
can
not
go.
No, I'm doing the extreme version. You wouldn't do that. You're too much of a planner. But that could be the extreme version.
Okay. Let's see.
Please, like, shut it.
Let's see. My high. Ooh, my daughter was baptized. And it was really, really funny because she's
She was like-
she's a little older than like a baby being baptized, and obviously younger than like a full grown kid. So she's like, put me down the whole time, and then she'd look at the crowd and be like, and her shoe fell off. And her shoe fell off and she went, uh-oh.
And she was holding her like unicorn or something.
Yeah, she's holding her bunny and
It
he's like,
was so
It was
cute.
so
it
funny.
was
like,
really, really cute.
It was precious.
My low was that not that long ago, I tried Lily some new PJs, and when she was like littler, like I want to say like 7 months old, then she would sleep in like a fleece onesie without a blanket or whatever, and it was fine. So we haven't done that in a long time. It was summer. This is the first time I was like, oh, it's really cold. Let's put on a fleece onesie. She would not go to sleep unless I was holding her in the rocking chair, and she would pass out. And as soon as I stand up, rock. And I was like, how did you know you were dead asleep? So, and this went on for hours. We didn't go to sleep until 2:45. It was awful. And she still woke up at like
Wait, was that
8
last
a.m.
night?
No, this was
What
like
was
a
that
week
one?
ago.
That's when I
but
went to bed,
I haven't
exactly.
been here in a while,
2:45.
so I'm, pulling from the past. But yeah, it was awful. It was horrible. I haven't had a long, rough night like that in so long, and I did not enjoy it at all. And the next day I was just like, so that was my low.
Hi. My low was that I was really anxious about being too busy this weekend.
Oh my
It really
gosh.
did. Lauren, I know.
It never
wasn't
ends.
my fault. Okay, part of it was. And then
What?
my high was that I actually did it well. So I was super busy, but I took pockets every day to lay in my bed for at least an hour
That's good.
in between things. And then
good.
it saved my life because I am not a dead man and I had an extremely busy last 4
Wow.
days.
Oh.
But you lay and it saves your life.
It works. Taking a rest break. Wow, love it. Okay, so we're going to jump into the 5 perspectives. And you guys, this whole episode is going to be on our Patreon only. It's linked in the description, patreon.com/Cimorelli, where we have the full episodes of every single Cimorelli podcast episode. If you want all the episodes, you got to go to our Patreon. You got to go there. If you're a Cimorelli podcast fan, you will love it. It's $5 a month, and you get all the episodes. You're supporting us, supporting the podcast, and you get all of our bonus content on there. We have Q&As. We have live streams with us. We have a birthday club thing on there. It's amazing. Gotta check it out. So Patreon, link in the description. Check it out. Bear enjoying himself over there, sticking his tongue out. He's like, okay, so let's go to our 5 pops. We're going to get through this one quick because we're going to jump right into the birth order, but let me explain this one. So here's the question. Do you consider yourself a girl or a lady? And at what age do you think you turn into a lady if you think of yourself as a girl? What age do you refer to other people? Let me explain what I'm thinking.
Yeah, what?
I met someone. I was like, oh, Nick, I met this and I was like, wait, do I say I met
Woman?
a girl?
Woman.
And women felt weird too. I met a lady. I met a woman. I was like, what do I
It's
call
weird.
her?
I don't say woman. I only say lady.
And I'm like, am I a lady? I think I'm a lady,
You're
but I
a
don't think I would
lady.
say to myself, I don't think I refer to myself as a lady.
Well, it's confusing because there's like be a lady, like the lady thing of like cross your legs. I don't
I
think
saw
of
this
myself
lady
as that.
Like I saw this lady and
But
she did this
if
thing.
I was going to call someone a lady, I think they would have to be at least giving the aura of 30 and older. Even, you know, some 20-year-olds are like 30, not a 20-year-old, but if you act like a 30-year-old or older, I would say some lady cut me off. But like,
so I'm some lady, which sounds weird to me. I'm like,
insolent girl cut me off. No, just kidding. But they just have a younger vibe, then it's a girl. Even if they're like 22, I'd be like some girl.
so what do you think of yourself as? Girl?
Myself?
Or lady or
I'm just
woman?
me. I don't know. I
if
have no
I met
idea
you,
how to
I'd
call
be like,
myself.
oh, I met this girl.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call you a lady.
Yeah, I'm
Kat,
either.
I'd call a lady. Christina, I'd call a lady.
Is it like 30?
Amy,
No,
girl,
if she was
me,
wearing
girl.
this, I wouldn't call her lady. I'd be like some girl. It just depends what you're wearing because it's all about
true.
your vibe.
Guys, I think the age is 25.
No, but imagine
my
Kevin,
mind,
the
I'm thinking of-
25-year-old has a
that's me
zigzag
next
part,
year.
an orange tube top, and a mini skirt.
No, a
You wouldn't
25-year-old
call
is
her
a
lady.
girl.
Oh,
I think 26 and older is a lady.
but Kath, imagine the outfit.
No.
A 26-year-old wearing a zigzag part, orange tube top, mini skirt, crazy
meet
Y2K
Amy. You say,
outfit.
I met this lady.
No.
Would you call Amy
No.
a lady?
But Amy
Some random
looks a little younger
lady?
than she is too.
That's the point. It's not an
calling
age,
me
it's a
immature.
vibe. It's
Yeah.
not an age, it's
Yeah,
a vibe.
I don't have because I feel like you have to wear like beige or something.
Okay, so what do you call yourself?
Girl.
I don't call myself
I
anything.
wouldn't call myself, but I assume people call me a girl.
I guess.
What about when you meet a friend
Or a little
your
kid
age?
would say, "Are you a girl?"
When you meet a friend your age.
I would say a
I met this
girl.
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 I would say a girl. It's weird. People my age, I think of them as a girl. but they are definitely a lady.
Okay.
I don't know.
I met this lady.
yeah,
It's
I'd say I met this
confusing.
girl.
I feel like my age is just like, I'm not a girl, not yet a woman. Like, we are a woman. But it's like, when I meet my girls my
You have
age,
twins.
I went home to Max. I wouldn't say I met this lady. To me, that sounds like they're like
feel
40 or 50.
Yeah, I feel like it's not official till you're in your 40s, but it is the vibe in your
But
30s.
maybe it is
some
older than I'm
people are
thinking.
in their 40s, in their 20s, and some
Yeah.
people are in their 20s, in their 40s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a vibe.
But I definitely wouldn't say I met a lady about a 20-year-old girl. That's,
Yeah.
I would say a girl.
Let's jump in,
That's a really hard
I know.
esoteric question.
It's something I thought of the other day. Okay, so let's jump into this. Our continuation. You need to watch the episode before this, or this is going to be
It's gonna make no
not gonna
sense.
not making any sense. We went through every single birth order that exists. We did not say oldest, middle, youngest. No. We went. Do you have an older brother and younger sister? Bam, this is what you are.
It was a lot.
Do you have three?
This is what you may be.
Do you have? I would say three. You just have an older sister, younger sister, whatever. I was gonna say
Yeah, you have to watch that episode, or this one's going to be extremely
It's gonna
confusing.
make no sense.
We
With
did.
that in mind,
I forgot to say this in the other episodes. So I'll say it in this one. Hi, Bear. He's like, nah, nah, nah. Hair balloon. Where's her balloon? Okay, guys, listen. So we didn't say about amount necessarily and parents. So I'm gonna add that to it. Sorry if you
Didn't
guys.
say what?
They heard. Just listen. Ready? Let me keep going. Ready? Listen. You'll get it. Here we go. So if you have multiple siblings, so if I have 5 younger sisters, that's going to make me more of like a super older sister of sisters.
Yeah.
If I had 5 older brothers, that make me more of like a super younger sister of brothers. And if my mom also has the same thing that I have, so she has younger sisters.
Oh, yeah.
And I have younger sisters, that makes me like a super older sister of sisters, which she doesn't in that way, by the way. Her younger sister's too young. But I wanted to mention that. I think that's it.
Or if you're the last born in your family, but your dad is a firstborn and you're a guy, that can give you more of
the
a
edge
leader personality than you might have if your dad was also a last born. That's a super
true.
last born.
Hey, Barrett, we don't have milk right now. I'm sorry. But you can have your water and your puffs and your bar.
You sound like one of those gentle parenting videos, like to a T. Like,
That's what-
I'm
that's
not
how
gonna
I
fight
live.
with you, but I can give
No,
you a
I definitely am not. We're all out of
toy. In
milk
the
right now.
cow.
We're all out of it
In
right
the
now, but you can
cow.
have your
Oh
water.
my gosh.
All right, so guys, let's jump in. We're going to say what each of our birth orders is like in dating, and then should we say good matches? Should we just go through? No, let's go through these. So don't say your good matches in this one. We're going to go through
I
them.
feel like that's confusing.
No. I'm going to go through all of the male ones. This episode's based on our experience because we can only say our experience for dating. So
Okay.
we're gonna say like older brother brothers, and then you say your experience of dating him. Then we're gonna say older brother sisters. Say your experience.
Oh,
Get it?
I get it.
Okay.
I think that'll work. So should we just go down the line? So your birth order is. What do you identify with the most?
I don't know. I guess middle sister of sisters.
Yeah, I'd agree with an emphasis on the younger sisters.
And there's a younger
Yeah.
brother in there somewhere, but somehow there's no older brother.
So you have a pretty. You have a very strong younger sister side.
Yes.
And then I would never really see the side, but you're saying you have a strong older sister side
Not
as well.
strong, but present.
Yes.
It's definitely present.
There's a lion in me.
Amy knows.
It's present to me.
But
and
now
me
I feel more
alone.
like your cool aunt.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Even though
Amy,
you're
you
2
gotta
years
take
older.
a girl. I'm like, you gotta take a girl's trip.
Yes.
You're so young.
I think Lisa is my like.
Yeah, cool aunt.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. So yours in dating, what would you say?
Younger.
No,
No,
like
middle.
what are you like, right?
Wait, what's the question?
what are you asking?
So I think in the what we're saying in the question is kind of like we were talking before in the last episode about like liking
which one
to
am
be
I in?
chased, not liking to be chased,
Oh,
being aggressive, not being aggressive.
Yeah, like how do you
Well,
feel like
okay.
it affects your dating? Style?
It's confusing. I feel like a very true middle child of everything. So like every different birth order has like approached me or I've encountered them and I'm like, oh, I love it. Like there's no strong thing of I only work with this.
That's a specific thing because I don't relate to that at all.
Yeah, but so I felt like I could kind of be with anyone, and I was always like, "What is my match?" But then I realized I guess I don't really have like a specific match, except that my husband who has like all these million things that I like. I love to be chased, love to chase, love to be aggressive, love another person to be aggressive, love to make all the decisions, love someone else to make all the decisions.
You're just a lot.
I love
of stuff.
girly time. I love, dirt biking dates, whatever. Like we went to a UFC fight, and that was such a fun date or whatever. Like, could be anything. I just feel like it could be anything.
All right, let's go on to mine, which actually Lauren and I are almost identical. You have some. We're trying to figure out what are the differences, but we're almost identical in this.
The first thing I think of is the song "Mastermind" by Taylor Swift. I feel like that's like a big
makes a
thing, like
mastermind
very
plan.
like calculated and like intuitive.
Like
of like,
winner-free
oh, like
iPad.
I don't know. It's like I know what's gonna happen. I know what the guy's gonna do. I know like, oh, if I do this, he'll say this, or like
You make eye contact
Like-
for 1 second, you're like, he likes me. You
yeah,
just know.
and it's like
How
oh,
would you
like,
know
I don't
that?
know. It's so
We
calculated.
easily know. We're like, boom.
Yeah, and you like send the signals and like I don't know. It's just
You
like
just
so
know.
calculated.
You give like one look and you sent your message and you just know you did it.
Absolutely
Yeah.
done. No clue.
Definitely not
Chaser.
a chaser.
We like to be, we live to be chased.
Yeah,
That's what we want.
like-
pursue us.
Yeah.
We want to be pursued. That's like the ultimate.
But
like,
after
thank
I
you.
helped you or whatever I
Well,
did,
yeah, you encouraged me to like put myself out there more. Like
Yeah.
I was like, I would never like ask a guy out. That's my
Yeah.
worst nightmare. It's like, don't you like me? Like if you like me, you can ask me to hang out. Like, but you inspired me to like just say that. Which to me is chasing to
Yeah,
say like,
yeah.
oh hey, I'd love to hang out sometime.
But we can do that one thing and then we don't chase the whole time.
Yes,
Some
I would
girls will
do
chase the whole
an
thing.
opening
Yes.
moment. Just be like,
Yes.
look,
Yes.
I am interested. Can I make it more obvious?
Yes.
No. But after that, done. Okay?
Done.
I am not
Done.
doing this, that for you. If you like me, you can show up.
And I
you know
think
what?
it's
I do start to feel like I'm dying a little if it's too much chasing. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to
like, I
put
don't
myself
know,
on the
whatever.
platter, and then it's like, if you don't want it, I'm gonna go ship myself
Yeah.
somewhere else.
and
yeah,
for
I
ours,
feel that.
it's interesting because we're so I don't know if you guys can tell, everyone probably right, that she is such like a leader, kind of bossy, everything like
Yes.
that. But like when she's around me more, I will take it over more, but still I don't take it over fully at all. So it's weird that we're so much like that, but then did I say older sisters, younger sister, brothers? You got to watch the other one. You got to watch the last episode and you'll know. We have strong older sister sides. We explained that in the last episode. And then we have strong younger sister of brother sides, which we explained in the other episode. But yeah, we're so bossy and on top of everything. But then it's like in romantic relationships, we're not doing that at all. We're not on top of everything. We're like, you need to take control. And I would like to finally
Well,
not have to think about
It's
everything.
kind of, I feel like being like the queen and you're like, you need to be the king.
Yeah.
Like, don't be like the peasant, you know?
We really want the king. Yeah.
I also think a big thing with our birth order is being really like playful and like roasting, like
Yes.
and very like kind of like flirty,
Like
from the
really
start.
wanting
yeah.
the playful banter, really
Yes.
wanting the fun.
Jokes,
It's like a
like-
really fun back and
Yeah.
forth thing. We live.
I am
We
disturbed
live for that.
sometimes because I find myself talking to a man and I'm like, I see Christina jump out of my soul.
What?
Because Christina taught me something. Like watching her, I'll talk about
That
I
is
can't.
interesting.
I'll be like,
Interesting.
Christina, why am I acting like that? Oh, because I saw Christina do that. But maybe that's not it.
You're like, but that's not me.
I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, what do I do?
Oh, she has Lauren way younger than her.
Yeah, Lauren and Christina both, but it's very Christina. I'm like, I don't know.
So it's
very weird.
interesting. It's interesting. We have know like what it is specifically. It's just weird.
Yeah.
I started to notice as we got older, like Lauren would talk about her dating and such, and I was like, oh my gosh, are we the same? And then we realize
You are.
pretty similar. All right, now your birth order.
Mine is really an
middle sister,
interesting
sister?
case study. Maybe this can kind of talk about some of the other elements that come into play. I'm a weird case study because if you think about birth order psychology, it's about the first 5 years of your life. I have an older brother who's 3 years older. I have a younger brother who's 4 years younger. But I don't really feel that I identify with the girl who has an older brother thing. That was never, I didn't really like the whole witty banner thing. But it's weird because I remember when my little brother was born, even though he was 4 years younger than me, I was like obsessed with him and thought he was like the cutest little baby. And also my other younger brothers who are a lot younger than me, I felt very like mother, like I was like their second mother to them.
Yeah.
And I feel like in
nurturing.
my dating life, I've always been very motherly and nurturing to my
Yes.
partners. So I feel like
You baked
it's
a
weird
lot.
because, yes, baking was the thing.
Lots
Duh.
of baking.
I always baked for my men. And
It's a great move. I learned it from
It was
Kath, and I took it
tantalizing.
on, and it's a great one.
Yes.
And it's a
did
great
not
move.
know
I feel like
that.
my thing with dating was like, very like thoughtful, I guess. Like I would want the guy to feel really like I just could not grasp this whole chasing thing. I was like, I don't want to chase them.
I will say though,
Like I don't want it to be
Kevin
this.
literally had the platter of cookies.
I don't want it to be a game, but at the same time, I was not aggressive about dating. I was not like, let me beat down your door and like text you first. No. I was very like, I will let you come to me. And once I'm sure that you're very interested, then I'll be engaged and like thoughtful about it. But like, I am not going to approach you. So I don't know. I think I'm a very weird case study because I have all sides, but I definitely identify as a middle sister of sisters. But I have a strong older sister of brothers side when it comes to dating. Maybe that's older sister and older brother, older sister of sisters and older sister of brothers. Like,
because
just
your
that
older
firstborn
sister thing
thing
is different.
That nurturing, she has a really strong nurturing motherly thing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
see that's different
whereas
than
I
I
would-
think the straight up older sister or brothers.
So that's the last thing I'll say is like, I really feel in my relationship with my husband, like the two of us, even though he's an only child, it feels like I'm with another middle child. We switch back and forth. He's the bossy one. Sometimes I'm like, okay, sure, whatever you say. And then sometimes I'm like, we're not doing that. We kind of switch back and forth. So that's very much a middle
Same.
child thing. You have
I
both
do the
sides.
same thing.
I want to say something I just remembered. What I had a realization was I have an unhealthy side of me that wants to be a functionless baby. Where No, and this was my whole dating experience before I transformed and met my husband. I had to delete that in order to find my true self. Because I realized it wasn't just a cute, playful thing. It was like
mental.
like a dead body. Like, oh no! Like sometimes they would like touch me, and I would go, "Ow!" And I was like, "Why did I say that? It didn't hurt." Like really
That's a
weird.
lot.
Everything was just. And it like worked on a shallow surface level of like reeling people in as this like helpless bait. But I didn't. But I finally had to integrate myself and be like, when no men are around, I am the opposite of that.
Yeah,
I take care of everything. I can handle things just fine.
You can live in the wilderness.
I am
You are girl
perfectly
power in the
capable.
woods.
I had to delete that because I realized it was a very unhealthy trait of like looking for someone to save me.
Yeah.
And once I deleted that, I found my real
get
thing
that.
of like
I get
That makes
that.
sense.
cut the crap.
I was going to say too, when you guys were talking, I was like, you guys are the same type, but I see you as very different in dating. I feel
What?
like Christina has more of that sort of bossy thing.
yeah, I
And
go
you
way
are
more.
way more laid back and kind of chill. Like,
Yeah.
like chilling. And Christina's like, all right, where are we going?
I mean, that's also just
No, I did
personality,
not
though.
like doing that in dating. I did not like being like, where are we going? I'd be like, I do that all day long. I don't
Well, I
want
feel
to
like
do
I'm
it.
thinking maybe more with your husband then. I feel like you're more in
Now
charge.
that's a different situation.
Well, that's the
That's the ultimate, the
That's when
lifelong
you're married.
dating. The lifelong
When
yeah.
you're
Well,
married.
Christina's way more older sister than me.
That's
though.
what I'm saying. I think her older sister
Yeah.
side is stronger.
You're
than-
more like a lion / gazelle, and you're like a sloth.
Yeah.
But then like
was
not in a bad way, but
I
just
feel like more
so
like a Black
chill.
Panther in this setting, like if that's what we're talking about.
Or a Florida panther. So rare.
But I remember a lot of friends had a lot of friends who are older sister of sisters, which I am, but I have that other side. And I was just be kind of shocked at their dating
Because they know nothing.
they would do some shocking.
Get it? No, they're just extremely blunt.
No, they would do. Yeah, they would be so like aggressive in ways that, but then it would be like a way that wasn't reading the guy, and I'd be like, he didn't like.
Well, they would just try to force it.
Yes. And
Well,
I
they
would
also
not do
just
that.
had no clue.
And
like,
some man
what was
eventually is
happening.
like, yes. Like they beat down their door. Like, oh, finally, I've been
Yeah.
waiting for someone to
Why
beat
not?
down my door.
I
But
mean, it
not all
happens.
men want their door to be kicked down by the FBI.
Some
But
men do.
That's
need
it.
it.
You just gotta keep kicking
Some
down
men
doors.
do need it.
You gotta keep
Yeah.
kicking
Yeah.
down doors if that's your thing
Guys,
until
this is
someone
literally
is like,
the-
right.
This is the podium that Max always goes on. We talk about dating a lot, and we'll talk about people we know. And he's like, you know, sometimes guys just need a girl to make the first move to know they're interested, or they won't notice.
Yeah.
He's like
They
all
talk
about
about
that.
my
It's
dating,
true.
which
So-
does not exist a lot.
So
About
Amy,
your type.
Okay, I think to quote the opposite of Hannah Montana, you get the worst of both worlds.
Wait, what?
Because I know nothing about men.
Wait,
and
you
I
say what
think
you are
I'm
first.
their boss. I am. Like, younger sister of sisters, older sister of brothers. Like, I'm not a cute older sister of brothers. I am a terrorist.
Amy's like their mom is like, why would you do that?
Yes. I find myself being so
I think she's their
bossy. And I'll literally be like, Mama, I mean, sorry.
But Amy,
I'm like, you should. And I'm like,
I think that could be an older sister of sisters that you're not identifying. You have Lauren right there.
But I think that I don't know. I see men and I'm not like.
Do you think they're inferior?
She ain't
I'm
scared.
not afraid of them. I'm not afraid of them. I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
And I'm so bad at it because I had to be taught how to flirt by her.
Yeah, and like maybe use
She
a
told me the
blushing smiley
emojis.
emoji.
Yeah. I had no clue.
But that's
I had
so
to
you.
be
That's
taught.
so not Amy. I feel like Amy would not.
No, but you have to convey
have to do
interest,
something.
Kathy Lee.
Amy's is all caps.
Yes,
That's her texting.
that's not
not really
exactly
getting-
romantic. So
Would you like to hang out? Yes.
I'm very like, yeah. I think I'm just very like I like to be in charge. I do.
Let's go to. Well, that makes sense because around a guy, oftentimes your older sister of brother side is going to come out more because it's a guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it makes more sense.
Yes.
So let's go through the different ones. Like I said, just our experience. So we're going to start
Take
with
it or leave it.
older brother of brothers.
Love of my life.
They're
I
all.
love them.
I am the flame and they are the moths.
Agreed.
They always love
This
me.
is so true.
as a girlfriend, as a friend, whatever. It still happens to this day. But
What?
it's just not romantic now
Oh,
because I'm married. It's
Connect.
just like they're like, oh, who are you?
They're drawn
I'm
to
like,
Lisa.
I don't know.
What do you think that is? Like,
I don't know. I don't.
She's like the agreeable younger brother. She's like,
Yeah, I don't know.
You just like fun and fresh.
Well,
and
okay,
they're
wait,
like,
and I also have the I'm a mix of feminine and masculine, so I think I'm familiar and intriguing.
Interesting.
I get it.
Like,
yeah, because you always
yeah.
say Chad's the girl in your relationship because he loves candles.
No, we both switch off the stereotypically feminine and masculine
Okay,
things.
okay,
We
yeah.
I get
both
it.
fluid around or whatever.
Funny.
That's just liquid. I don't know.
I should mention something. Like she's talking about this. I should mention that we all, when we learned about this, we started to like make lists
Patterns.
of all the guys who we had ever liked who had ever liked us, and we all started to notice
Pattern.
insane
Deep pattern.
Christina hates
patterns.
this type. I'll tell you that. Christina went on a date with this
Why?
type to a bowling alley, and she was
threw
literally-
up.
She was
She's like,
livid.
he asked me to get Mexican food, which you love now. But
Which I love now.
I was like, why would he
She
ask?
was like, I hate this guy. Like she's
what
so
is wrong with Mexican? So I made a list of all these guys that I did not like, and I'm like, why do I not like these guys? And
Why
I
do you
realized,
make a list of guys you don't
I
like?
hate.
no, I was saying guys who
She's the Grinch.
guys
Tim,
who
Tom,
listen, guys who were like pursuing me, who I was like absolutely repulsed by.
Oh, got
Because
it.
they couldn't read you and take a hint.
Yeah, I was like, why didn't I not like
They were
them?
kicking down your door like the FBI.
Yes, they
were
do
all
that.
Older brothers.
Maybe I need one of them.
You know, okay, I will say there's a couple older brothers in my past that I really liked because they had that like
Guardian
king
angel,
vibe,
king.
like the leadership,
No, I've
like
met
taking
some
charge.
likable ones.
But then it just gets to a point where I feel like I understand you so
Way more
well,
than you
and
understand
you're just
me.
not getting it, and
Yes.
it's just kind of annoying. It's like I
Yeah.
want to be more
But see,
like.
that's why it works
Me with
for
them,
me.
we have the virtually, or what's the word, mutually clueless thing.
Yes,
Yeah, it just
exactly.
bothers me.
Intrigued.
Yeah, it's
Anything else to
it
add?
literally, yeah.
Should we go to the next one?
I think I remember a quote from the book. I think it was the older brothers. It says, I love this quote. They tend to treat women as though they are unfathomable.
Could see it.
It's so true. Oh my gosh.
I
They're
love
like,
it.
a girl.
Okay, this type
What
will
is
take
that?
charge. They will probably they will ask you out unless they have a confidence issue, but in general they'll ask you out if they like you.
Yeah, I
they'll,
like that.
They'll
chase.
reach out. They're gonna push you to try new things because they don't really care. They're like, no, it'll be fun. Let's just go.
Yeah.
Like
Can be
they're just
pushy.
like dominant and confident. And if you're into them, like even if they can't read that, if they're into you too, it's if
I
they're
love
not
it.
super like romantic.
I have to
They're kinda
say-
just like, I
no,
don't
they're
know.
romantic. See, they're not stereotypically
Yeah.
They're
romantic.
romantic in their own
They're romantic
way.
in a personal,
Yes.
personalized way.
and I have to say, Nick is really drawn to them as friends.
And you don't
But
get along with them?
I've learned to actually really appreciate them as friends.
Aw,
I have learned.
Yeah,
Wow,
okay.
that's
They're a
some
guy's
growth.
guy,
It's gross.
which is
I've learned.
fun. They have
I
all
love
these
it.
hobbies.
They want a girl who's motherly. It's weird. They're the firstborn, so you wouldn't expect this, but they
it's
actually
so
really
true.
like motherly girls. They
'Cause
say
that's the
because
woman-
their mom was the primary woman in their those young years, so they're like, oh, women take care of
I
men.
feel like that's why we work because I am like that.
Very- yeah.
But I also have the younger sister side, and I also
Yeah.
don't understand them.
They do like
I
motherly
love it.
girls, but then they're like butting heads with them because they both trying to be in charge.
These are the men that go, whoa, I love your outfit when I'm wearing something really weird.
Yes.
And also boys with older brothers, but just boys with brothers. Like when I would wear my silver, like foil looking Uggs.
Oh, I love it.
Love your space boots. I don't know why.
I love to hear
They
it.
appreciate the
They
they
love
appreciate
it.
the
They like the
quirk.
peacocking.
Love it.
That is so interesting.
peacock.
Okay.
I should try that more. Maybe I'll find some of them.
Is that from 17 again? That quote?
Yes.
Peacocking.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh,
keep going,
so funny.
Thanks for listening to the Cimorelli podcast. To hear the rest of this episode, join our Patreon at patreon.com/Cimorelli, where we post every episode in full. You can also watch all of our past seasons and Patreon-only episodes when you become a patron.
You've been listening to the Cimorelli podcast. Follow Cimorelli on Spotify and subscribe on YouTube. You can also find Cimorelli on Facebook and Instagram.